guys, it's me Catherine, and today I'm attempting to bring you my January-February anime wrap up. I say attempt because I think this is my 4th time trying to film this. Hopefully this goes well. So if you're watching this, then yay, success. If not, then it doesn't really matter. So let's just get straight into it. So the first anime I'm going to talk to you about is the first season of Psycho-Pass, which I watched at the beginning of January. So this anime is set in Japan in the 22nd century in a dystopian type society where this thing called the Sibyl system exists that basically, using scans of the population's brains, it collects all that data and uses it to monitor the population's mental stability and the probability of an individual or group or such of them committing a crime. It kind of uses these scans and the data it collects to predict whether a person is capable of committing a crime or not, and if they are, then that individual is then pursued, and depending how high that probability is, depends on whether they're sent to therapy or killed. Basically, it's a little extreme, but yeah. And our main protagonist is a young woman called Akane Tsunemori, who is just starting her first day on the job in the Criminal Investigations Department of the Ministry of Welfare's Public Safety Bureau. So we follow her from her first day on the job as a newbie inspector. And straight off, I kind of had a bit of a soft spot for her because she's got short hair, I've got short hair. There aren't many female characters in anime that I know of, that I have seen, that have hair as short as I do, so instantly I kind of had a bond with her. But apart from that, I wasn't sure how I felt about her. I'm always a bit wary. Maybe it's just the anime that I've watched, but I'm always a bit wary about the female characters, especially if they're a main character, because I'm always worried that they're gonna be like sort of like a damsel in distress. Even though she's the main character, I was worried that she wasn't gonna be a main character in her own story, really. And she started off a little unsure of herself, which is completely understandable. She's a new recruit. At first she doubts herself and wonders whether she's actually suitable for this job, but throughout the rest of the season she sort of finds herself. She knows where her place is, she knows what it is that she's got to do, she knows what needs to be done, and she understands the job in front of her, and she just tries to do it as best as she can, saving as many people as she can. And towards the end, like by the end of the season, I really respected her as a main character, and I think that sort of added to my overall enjoyment of the anime, because I think I would have enjoyed it anyway, because it's essentially kind of like a futuristic dystopian crime drama anime type thing, and I love crime dramas and mysteries and things like that, so I was gonna like this anyway. But Akane being the character that she was, I think I enjoyed it a lot more because of that. She wasn't a negative for me, she was positive in the end, and I really liked that. Aside from Akane, there's your usual collection of characters. There's tall, dark and broody, loudmouth, happy-go-lucky, older, wiser, father type figure. Then there's the uptight, by-the-book character. So while Akane turned out to be a positive for me with regards to female characters, Yayoi wasn't, because there wasn't much to her. We got a little bit of her backstory, but aside from that, I felt like it was just put in just to kind of give her a bit more character, because they realised that she has zero personality, at least in my opinion, for most of the season. And I wanted a bit more from her. But apart from that, I really enjoyed this anime, and I can't wait to get to season 2. Okay, next we have the first season of Tokyo Ghoul. Now this is set in a world where creatures called ghouls exist that look like humans and talk like humans and act like humans and basically, unless you know otherwise, they are humans. The only thing really that sets them apart is the fact that they need human flesh they need to eat human flesh to survive. So they're not humans, and they have special powers and things, and they're stronger than human beings. And our protagonist is one Kaneki Ken, who, through bad luck, really bad luck, finds himself half human, half ghoul, and we follow him as he struggles to come to terms with what he is, and how he basically has to accept that that's what he is now, and that's he neither belongs with the humans nor solely with the ghouls. So it's kind of in the middle of this sort of war, if you will, because obviously, because ghouls need humans to eat, humans naturally fear them and hate them and basically want them dead. So much there's a special department, I think it's a department of the police, called the CCG, where people are trained specifically to fight and kill ghouls. And we have poor Kaneki in the middle of all this. Really one of the only people who sees the good in both sides, who knows the good that's in both sides, knows the evil that's in both sides, and he's kind of taken it upon himself to try and get both sides to see that there is no sense in this fight, because humans are killing ghouls, ghouls are killing humans, and it's just this endless bloody cycle of revenge, and no one's ever going to get anywhere. And he sees it as kind of he's the only one who can get them to see that while they might not be able to live in complete harmony, humans don't live in complete harmony together, they can survive in relative peace without constantly hunting each other down and trying to end each other. And while it frustrates me, because obviously you see both sides and you see where people go wrong, and it's just frustrating to see this kind of story. I also really enjoy it as well. I really like this type of storyline. Although, with the way this season has ended, I am not sure where this is going now. I'm really curious to see, and actually, I'm curious, but at the same time I don't want to know. I don't want to know, because it can only go wrong from here on, and I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, next, the final anime that I have to talk to you about today is Death Parade. This, I had no idea really what to expect when I went in, but I will say this one thing first. The opening theme is amazing. Usually when I watch an anime, I'll watch the opening first off just to see what it is, and then I'll skip it for the rest, but this one I watched it every time. It never gets old. Never gets old. So even if you watch it just for the opening, it's great. As for the actual anime, it takes place in a bar called Queen Dekim, with the bartender, Dekim, whose job is to judge any souls that come to his bar, to judge whether they will be reincarnated or sent into the void. And he does this by getting them to play games and creating situations that gets them to reveal their darker side, their inner demons, I guess, and only then can he judge where he's going to send them. And that's really all I can say, because that is literally what this anime is, episode by episode, with a couple I think taking place over 2, but that's the majority of what this is. And it's intense, it's really sweet, it's funny, it's heartbreaking, and there's so many emotions, so many emotions, as you can expect from delving into people's minds and their memories and seeing them realise, because when they arrive at this bar they don't know they're dead, and seeing them realise and what that means, it is hard sometimes, and you really feel for these people, and that is really all there is to say about this. It is just an emotional roller coaster of intenseness. I don't even know, but I suggest you go watch it. Even if you just watch it for the opening, it's great. It's great. So that is it, guys, for this anime wrap up. I'm feeling good about this one. I think I can edit this into something that resembles decent. Let me know in the comments below if you've watched any of these, what your thoughts on were, and of course I welcome any recommendations that you guys have for me, and thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Investigation department? Division? Department. In the Criminal Investigation Department Division. What's it stand for? CID? Is it criminal? It doesn't really matter.